Let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets right now. Boy, oh boy, do they look very different. Jacques Vaughn, all of a sudden, he comes in there, and it's like night and day from this team. The Nets are playing good basketball. But now the question is, everybody asking, do the Brooklyn Nets give Kyrie Irving a max contract? They'd be stupid to do such a thing. Kyrie Irving is not going to get a max contract from the Brooklyn Nets. And if they do it, well, then the Nets get what they deserve, which is idiocy, stupidity, and all the ridiculous PR that they're going to have coming their way. The Brooklyn Nets, let the season ride out. I don't see them bringing back Kyrie. But then again, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not in the room with Josiah. And, oh my God. Speedy, I forget the general manager's name. He was on the Spurs at one point. Thank you, Sean Marks. And yes, Snug's right. Kyrie Irving is the most interesting guy in basketball because he's a nutcase and he's an anti-Semite. So that's why he's somebody. And you also look at the teams that he's gone to. He went to the Boston Celtics, ruined that. Wanted out of Cleveland because he didn't want to be in LeBron's shadow anymore. But yet he'll go play in Brooklyn with Kevin Durant in his shadow. It's interesting. This is a guy, Kyrie, in the last couple of years. Didn't want to play in the bubble, quit on his team. Didn't get vaccinated. Then he wanted to take time off for his own personal reasons. He was going to some kid's birthday party. You're going to give this guy a max deal? What are you, crazy? I don't care how good Kyrie Irving is. Kyrie Irving is one of the best players in basketball. To me, Kyrie, no max contract. You let the season ride out. You go that way with him. Now, are the Brooklyn Nets a team that can win the championship? I mean, when you have two major superstars on your team that are playing the way they're playing, why not? Now, I don't think they have the depth that Boston has. They definitely don't have the depth Boston has, not even close. I don't think they're as good as Milwaukee. I would say they're right there. I guess Philly. And by the way, James Harden looks great this season since he left Brooklyn. Sheesh. Couldn't get out of there fast enough. Couldn't wait. You remember, Harden wanted to go to Philly in the first place. He didn't want to go to Brooklyn. He went to Brooklyn because they couldn't agree to a deal with Philly, Houston. So, to me, when I look at the Brooklyn Nets, they're a title contender. Of course, when you have two superstars on your team and the way you're playing, it's of course. And the Western Conference this year doesn't really scare me. I think New Orleans is the number one seed right now, but of course Zion is going to be out for a couple of weeks. That could ruin things. But to me, when I look at how the Eastern Conference is, Boston and Milwaukee are the premier, the pedestal of where you have to go to get better. They're not there, Brooklyn. They're in the conversation to win the East, of course. Am I going to say no? That's it, completely out. The Brooklyn Nets are completely out. They're not going to win a championship. That's not true. The Brooklyn Nets can absolutely win a championship. But to me, when I look at the Brooklyn Nets, they don't have the depth that those teams have. I think the Brooklyn Nets are having a very good season. Jacques Vaughn coming in there for Steve Nash. And the Cavaliers, too. I like where Cleveland is. Of course, listen, I'm a Knicks fan. I wanted Donovan Mitchell. It's Cleveland's another team. But the Bucks and the Celtics are the teams barring injuries. Those are the two teams that should be in Eastern Conference. The West is wide open. The West is wide open. You got New Orleans. You got Memphis. Dallas is Doncic. Although they're not having a great season. Golden State sucks. Can't win a road game. I think they have 3 road wins this season. It's horrible. Whoever comes out of the East is going to win the NBA Finals this year. That's my take. Miami's also playing well now.